Hi guys, it's Machaela and welcome back to my channel and welcome to a project pan update for the month of July. I will admit that my progress this last month has not been that great. Granted, I didn't wear makeup near as much as I normally do, but I did wear my project pan items about half the amount of times I wore makeup, and that's just kind of the overall roundabout kind of goal. Now let's go ahead and start in with the brow products. This is my Benefit Brow. I use this a total of 7 times this month, which means I have 51 uses left until I reach my goal of 100 uses. My goal is usually a minimum of 9 times per month, and that's just in my mind thinking that I will reach 100 uses by the end of the year. At this point, if I am going to reach that goal, I am going to have to use it a little bit more in coming months. I haven't been really reaching for it as an eyeliner, and as far as using it as brow products go, I'm not going to lie, this is just not my favorite. I don't hate it enough to get rid of it, but it's not something I wear on a daily basis. Let's go into a product I am actually pretty surprised about with the progress. That is my Milk Makeup Blur Stick. I used this a total of 11 times, which is about normal. There were a couple weeks there that I was exclusively using this month, and I thought I'm having a hard time trying to figure out when I will be done with this, because the top portion of this looks to me like there could be pan soon. Like, I see the pan in the center of the lid. So realistically, I don't know how much I have left. I'm gonna say that I could probably finish this by the end of summer, like late summer, early fall. So sooner than I think I kind of anticipated, just because I don't know how much is left, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get into the pan after it's all panned out, because I definitely see where the pan is, and looking kind of underneath it, it definitely doesn't look like I have too much left before I can call this finished. And moving on to my Milani Glow, it's my tinted moisturizer, or the skin tint. I use this a total of 9 times this month. I didn't get to mark it anymore just because part of my uses, I mixed it in with another foundation. Actually, I mixed it in with the Rare Beauty foundation. I really like that combo. So I only used like a drop. I still counted it as a use, but it wasn't enough to make any progress, so I did not mark a new line this month as much as I would have liked to. And I almost did, but then I'm like, no, it's like right at the bottom of this last marking, so I'm just going to leave it where it's at this month, and hopefully I will get more uses next month. And then moving on to my Benefit Boing Hydrating Concealer. This is the stick version. I used this a total of 13 times. There were days that I would use this as a cut crease, and then there were days where I would just use it as a concealer, and usually if I used it as a cut crease, I also used it as a concealer, so I counted that 2 separate uses. So I felt like my progress this month, like when I went to market, it's not as good as I would have hoped, but also it's not bad in considering how much I actually wore makeup this month. So I'm not mad at it. Again, I still think I could use this by the end of summer. I keep saying 1 to 2 months, and I'm going to say that again. At this point, I'm just going to make it a goal to, well, not a goal, but like, I'm predicting that this will be done by like September. Because from panning this in the past, I assume that I don't have too much left. Although the stick portion might say otherwise. The concealer part that's actually in the center, it's like you've got the stick and then the center. I know from panning this before unofficially that I don't have too much left to go, so it's just going to depend on when it kind of gets to that point where I can no longer apply it, because I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to scrape out anything that's left in here, because it does get a little bit sharp. Moving on to my Ulta Beauty Baked Bronzer. I have hit side pan on this. I didn't quite hit my goal on this either. I only used this 8 times. But it means that I have 32 uses left to reach my goal of 100 uses. So I still think I could probably have my goal met by September. I'm thinking, yeah, so it's July, August, September. Oh, well, let's say October if I'm using it approximately 10 times. So October, I feel like I'll be able to roll this out. Then my blush, I only used this a total of 5 times. With blushes, especially like this kind of terracotta shade of blush, you have to be really careful with like the kind of eyeshadow that you use, and that's just kind of goes hand in hand with like if I'm panning blushes or lipsticks. Just kind of, I base my blush and lipstick based on my eyeshadow look, and I wear a lot of pinkier tones and not enough of like that burnt orange kind of terracotta tone, so I didn't make a whole lot of progress this month. But I still want to finish this, and I still think I can. If not at the end of this year, at the beginning of next year. And then, as well as that, I didn't make near the progress I would have liked to make, and I didn't make near the progress I made in previous months, is the e.l.f. Baked Highlighter. This used to be a bronzer, but I used that last year. I panned that last year. I only used this a total of 5 times this month. The eyeshadow primers I used this month, I didn't get to set it, so normally I'll go ahead and set my eyes with this, as well as use it as a highlighter. And I think what happened with like the bronzer and the blush and even the highlighters, I used a lot of eye and cheek palettes this month, and I dipped into those when I was dipping into the eyeshadows, just because the look is just more cohesive, so I didn't hardly use this at all. I did, however, I had some hard pan, so I did take a little bobby pin, like the end of a bobby pin, and I scraped it off. So hopefully the progress there'll be more visible progress than I actually made, just because of the fact that I did have to scrape off some hard pan. But again, I still think I can finish this, if not by the end of this year, early next year. I do plan on keeping these 2 products in my project pan until I finish them, so they might end up, it is very likely that they will end up in next year's project pan as well, because I do want to finish this off. Both of the lids of these are broken, so I want to finish them off before they go bad. And that is everything I have for this month. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. God bless, and bye guys.